If you're watching this video, then I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that you've probably perused other Dark Souls content. Perhaps you've taken a moment to deepen your knowledge of lore with VaatiVidya, or maybe you've spent some time in Nem's or Ella's chat while they were doing a speedrun. As Dark Souls fans, we are not only drawn to playing the game, but watching it as well, and the Souls community has so many great personalities to offer. There are a multitude of dedicated YouTubers and Twitch streamers that work hard to provide consistent entertainment to us. However, I'd like to argue that entertainment isn't the only thing they provide. Rather, I believe watching Souls content can also help you improve at the game. Now, I'm not just talking about videos that provide guides to bosses and navigating areas, as the sole purpose of these videos is to help you improve. Instead, I'm referring to the content that is put out there for the purpose of entertainment, namely challenge runs, speed runs, and even first playthroughs. However, we very well know that not all Souls content will be helpful in deepening your knowledge of game mechanics. For example, while Vaati's Prepare to Cry series is unbelievably entertaining and insightful into the lore, it probably won't help you beat any of the bosses. And on the other end of the spectrum, there are videos with the purpose of helping you get better, but instead give you bad advice. These videos are typically made after a person beats a boss for the first time and gives insight into how they overcame the challenge, no matter how bad their strategy was. Guides can sometimes be quite an unreliable source of information, even though their purpose is to teach you to get better. So instead, I believe people should really lend their eyes and ears to more Dark Souls content, whether it be challenge runs, speed runs, or watching first playthroughs, as there is a lot you can learn from these to improve your abilities at the game. So, to get into it, it will quickly become apparent that if you want to survive in Dark Souls, then there is an absolute need to strategize. It is quite clear to most people that frequent the Souls games that with strategy comes survivability. But let me slow down first and actually outline what I mean by strategy. To put it simply, it's your plan of attack, how you plan to execute your goal, whether it be navigating through an area or taking on a boss. For example, with a boss, your strategy may be punishing on a particular move that leaves the enemy vulnerable. Or with navigating through an area, perhaps you just want to run by everything so as not to put yourself in danger. A good amount of strategy can be learned from playing the game, but so much more can be learned from watching it. Watching some of the best players working through the game can show you a multitude of new techniques. Perhaps you're watching a no-hit runner. If so, then you'll probably learn the safest method of dispatching every boss. You'll learn the most opportune times to punish, when you should retreat, which attacks are best for parrying. You'll begin to form a strategy of your own that aligns with this style of playing. Same goes for watching a speedrunner. You'll most likely take on a more aggressive style of gameplay. You'll be better at figuring out how to stagger bosses and how long to attack before you become greedy. It works great for figuring out how to quickly take out a boss. And all while you're unconsciously absorbing these strategies, you will be thoroughly entertained by the gameplay provided by these content creators. What more can you ask for? Now, also along the lines of strategy, everybody also has to make a build in their playthrough, and watching other people play can clue you into what works and what doesn't. Different builds work in different scenarios. For example, in a no-hit run, you'll see stats pumped into maximizing damage dealt, while health is basically completely ignored. Rings will be set up to increase damage as well, such as utilizing RTSR. While this setup is certainly a dangerous one and not viable to most people, it at least creates a foundation to show people how they can maximize their damage output. Then there are setups more oriented towards speedruns, where stats increasing damage are a high focus, but also putting some levels into health is important in the case you do get hit. You'll also be able to pick up on the equipment that works well too. In Dark Souls 3, the Sellsword Twin Blades are a great option, as they immediately come with the Mercenary class and they do massive damage with the Sharp Infusion. In Dark Souls 1, the Reinforced Club is a fantastic option to use, as it is extremely easy to get, can be used with low stats, and deals really good damage. I would have never learned how good some of these options were without seeing speedruns and challenge runs. While in boss guides, the content creator may show off the build they have made, The question often becomes whether it really is any good. Is the weapon they're using hard to obtain? And does it deal good damage? Are they doing the most damage they possibly can for their soul level? Are there better build options? You'll quickly find that the challenge run and speedrun communities gravitate towards the weapons that are easiest to obtain, do optimal damage, and can be used with low stats. All it takes for you to get better at the game is to watch these players and recognize what works and what doesn't. Finally, it is one of my beliefs that there is nothing more entertaining to watch for a veteran Souls player than a new player's first foray into the series. It truly is a great time watching someone overcome challenges that you are fairly knowledgeable on. However, there can be a lot more purpose to the viewer from watching a first playthrough than just entertainment. Watching failure can also help you learn. It's very much so alike to watching a video of what not to do, what to avoid. This isn't to say that every person who plays a game for their first time will be absolutely slapped around. I've seen quite a few people get by the series just fine on their first time. Not everybody struggles, but when someone does, it can be quite entertaining and insightful. You can quickly learn particular boss attacks that are especially punishing, or maybe learn to avoid certain routes that are more dangerous than others. While most Souls players take these first playthroughs as pure entertainment, there can be a whole lot more to it if you just look a bit harder. Watching the Souls series has made a lasting impact on me, both in the content I watch and enjoy, as well as how I go about playing the game. It has exposed me to different ways of enjoying the series and brought into light challenge runs I had never heard of before. Many content creators inspired me to get better, and from my perspective, I have, and everyone else can too. Watching Souls content is a resource that should not be overlooked or just written off as nothing more than entertainment. And this doesn't just pertain to Souls games, but basically every other game in existence. So, I implore you, sit down, grab a cold one, and enjoy the beauty of a speedrun. Who knows what you'll learn? Thank you for watching.